Hello and welcome to the channel. My name's Anthony. On today's service video, we're going to be doing the differential fluid exchange on a S550 GT350. This procedure is going to be the same for both the non-R and the R variants. Specifically, this will apply to the vehicles that have a differential cooler equipped, which is going to be all 2017 through end of production GT350s and Rs, as well as any 2015 or 2016 GT350 with the track package. Before we get started, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Here's an overview of the equipment and items you may need to perform this service. A flashlight is always going to be nice. You're going to need some sort of pick. I prefer a 90-degree pick. You're going to need a 3/8 drive ratchet with a short stubby extension on it. You're going to need a hand pump, 3 quarts of fluid, either 75 W90, or if you track the vehicle frequently, I would recommend the 75 W140, which we are going with here, and a drain bucket. Alright, the first step in the process is we're going to check the fill plug and make sure we can remove it before we go ahead and drain the fluid. That way, if for whatever reason this plug is seized, we're not stranded by not being able to add fluid. This vehicle, obviously it's low mileage, relatively new. It's not going to be an issue, but it's a good practice. So you're just going to take your 3/8 ratchet and insert it into the hole, and then just break it free. Once you get it out a couple threads, you can go ahead and remove it by hand. Just be careful, because you don't know if the last person that serviced this overfilled it, so fluid may come out. I want to inspect the plug for large metal shavings. This little bit of gum is nothing to be worried about. You're looking for chunks of metal. So we don't have any chunks of metal here, so that's good. Just take a shop towel and clean it off. And set it to the side somewhere where it won't get lost. Now that we've verified that the fill plug can be removed, we're going to go ahead and drain the fluid. On the vehicles with the differential cooler, you're going to have a fitting right here that you're going to undo this clip. If you do not have a differential cooler, you're just going to simply remove the drain plug. When removing this clip, you want to be careful. You want to keep a finger on it so it doesn't go flying off. Just release the tension by sliding a 90-degree pick underneath it. And then remove it, make sure you hold on to it. Set that to the side where it won't get lost. And then you can go ahead and remove the line at the bottom of the differential. And allow the oil to drain. It does take a while for this fluid to drain, not because there's a lot of it, but because it is a thicker fluid. So you're gonna let this drain for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Once the fluid starts dripping out like this, you can go ahead and reinstall the drain line and then carefully reinstall the clip. There's going to be a little groove that it's going to seat into. You just want to make sure it fully seats on both sides. Give the line a tug to make sure that it is interlocked with the clip. And that's it. Now we can fill it with fluid. The oil we're going with today is the Amsoil Severe Gear 75-140. The GT350s and 350Rs do call for 75-90. However, if you do frequently track the vehicle, it doesn't hurt to put a little bit thicker of an oil just for that added protection. What I like about the Amsoil Severe Gear line of oil, whether you get the 75W90 or the 75-140, is that it comes with friction modifier already pre-mixed into the fluid. So you don't have to worry about adding any aftermarket or OEM friction modifiers to the fluid. You simply fill it and that's it. So in order to fill it with fluid, you're just going to need a hand pump such as this, and then the fluid. So in order to fill it, you're just going to simply stick the tube end into the hole and insert the pump into the bottle or jug or however you're getting your fluid, and then start pumping it like so. You may have to hold the tube with a hand, as there's not a lot of depth behind that hole. These do take quite a bit of fluid, so as you're filling, periodically pull the hose out to make sure that it's not running down due to the oil kind of backflowing on the hose, and clean it off. It is a little bit of a slow process, but just keep pumping in fluid until it starts coming out at a heavy rate, and then you're just going to let that come to a slow drip. So give that a couple minutes to level out, because you want the level to be right at the bottom of the fill plug. Next, we're going to go ahead and install our fill plug. Just reverse the process as before, thread it in by hand, Now we're gonna and then use your ratchet to tighten it up. Then just take some brake clean to clean up your work area. All right, once you get the fill plug tightened back up, you're done. Cleaned up the area. So this vehicle only has just under 16,000 miles. The reason, this is now the second time that I've serviced the fluid, but if you do track the vehicle, you're going to want to service the fluid more often. This concludes our little how-to on how to do the differential fluid exchange on a 2016 GT350 or any GT350 or GT350R with the track package, specifically on the earlier 2015 and 2016 GT350s, but for any 2017 on up GT350. The R's always came standard with the track package.